Emmanuel Macron this week recalled the French ambassador to Italy after Deputy Prime Minister Luigi di Maio met with leaders of the French anti-establishment Yellow Jackets group. The Italian politician insisted he met with the group in an unofficial capacity to test the waters for a potential alliance between the French organization and his Movimento 5 Stelle M5S. Mr Macron blasted Mr di Maio for months of outrageous statements and attacks against France, but commentator Paul Taylor suggested the French leader is partially at fault for the feud between Paris and Rome. Speaking to France 24, the EU politics expert said, Di Maio was out of line because it was done in secret. They pretty much openly called for Macron to be overthrown, not just Mr di Maio but also Mr Salvini. But I have to say I think the French have been at fault as well. President Macron has been using for his own domestic purposes Italy's maverick government of anti-system politicians, of populists as he calls them, for his own political benefit. In September 2018, the French leader appeared to be launching a campaign to establish a pan-European coalition of liberal parties to form a united bloc at the European election set to take place later this year. But his aim for a union of pro-EU politicians has at times resulted in jibes against his Italian neighbors. Mr Taylor continued, he's saying, we are the good guys, we are the wrestlers in the white trunks because we are the pro-Europeans and the rest are all ugly nationalists and populists. Read more. Macron fury, France recalls ambassador in Rome over repeated attacks. EU on BRINK. EU News. Mr Macron was accused of fueling tensions with Rome with his slides. Image TVSEI France 3. He's used the word leprosy about some of these parties. There's been a series of French slides toward Italy as well, which the French media is not making much of. Speaking on Friday, French government spokesman Benjamin Griveaux accused the Italian coalition government, formed by Mr di Maio's M5S and Matteo Salvini's Lega, of being part of a nationalist leprosy plaguing the European Union. France's foreign ministry said in a statement, France has been for several months the target of repeated, baseless attacks and outrageous statements. The ministry also argued the attacks launched by the politicians in Rome are without precedent since World War II. Italian co-deputy Prime Minister Salvini appeared to extend an olive branch to Paris in spite of the latest barb from President Macron. Writing to his French counterpart Christophe Castaner, Mr. Salvini said, our countries have long had a strong bilateral relationship, in particular in relation to security, terrorism and immigration. This relationship, having confirmed our concrete will to collaborate, can and must be further developed to protect our mutual strategic interests. Having said this, I would be glad to invite you to Rome for a discussion and beneficial exchange of dossiers. Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte, speaking on a visit to Beirut, said he hoped the situation could be cleared up immediately. Italy and France's relationship is rooted in history and cannot be called into question by events, he said.